everybody, welcome to Robert's Train Set. It's nice to be back with a proper video instead of the doom and gloom ones, should I say. The name of the video, Bits and Roberts, in brackets Bobs. It's a play on Bits and Bobs, obviously, with my channel name. Sorry about that. Whatever. So why is it called this? So what you can hear going around on the layout at the moment is what was on there last time on my I'm Back video, the Class 40 with some BR swallowtail carriages, only 3, and I'll show you why I've got them on. And I know it's not very clear, the layout. It's well lit. I've got all my lights on for you because it's been not a very nice day, although the sun's out at the moment. It's empty. There's hardly anything on it, which is unusual for my layout, let's face it. But there is a reason for it, because over the last, well, probably a week, maybe a bit longer actually, I've been busy. Now, nothing major, I would say. But I've got some things to show you, so I think we'll start with the best bit first. And my fingers went on the old keyboard, and because I didn't go to Worley at Birmingham, I did say in some of my comments that, you know, it's quite expensive, and the money that I'd spend on that I could buy a Loco, so I have. And there it is. Well, that's the box of it, and I'll hold it up against, and I hope it will focus. Anyway, later on in this video, hopefully you'll see this running around the layout. And carrying on from this logo, must be quite old because it's got traction tyres on it, I notice, on 2 of the big wheels. Luckily it's got pickups in the tender, so no problems with going over the points. And if you remember, in my last proper video, my little Hornby 47 gave up the ghost, if you remember, and I said on the thing about it losing its traction tyres. Well, you'll be pleased to know, and I don't think you're going to see that very well, but it's got traction tyres back on. With the Hatton's order that I did for the Loco, I got some traction tyres for about £9, but that's quite a few. So I'll probably do this 40 that's going around, because I think that's got the same, and there might be a couple of others that I've got them on. So I'm going to, after I finish this piece to camera, I'm going to follow the 40 around the layout and show you some of the bits I've done. And one of the bits I've done is these DCC feed rails. I've been in email communication with Hornby, one of their technical people, and he was very concerned that I was running this layout, which obviously is a bit bigger than a normal train set, on a 1 amp transformer, and with only 1 feed. And after the one that was on that was like this failed on me, actually using a clip, you know, one of those DCC clips. So I managed to acquire a 4 amp transformer, and also I bought quite a few of these. I'll show you where I put them in on the way round with the 40. I also bought a couple of new cars, little cars. And the other thing I bought, which is why the layout is pretty empty at the moment, is I have a point up in the far corner there that I bought at a train fair quite a long time ago, and it had a dead short in it, and I think I've mentioned it before. And I drilled it all out so that it was completely dead, and then connected wires. Well, it does cause problems, and some of my smaller locos sort of stop on it, and whatever I do, I can't stop it. So I thought I'd try and I think I did mention this in one of my other videos, to get a pico point. Now why have I gone for a pico point? Because I want to try the electro frog points. Now, as you'll see later on, this is the only one that Hatton's had on their layout that was infra frog, and it's the right code 100 and streamlined, but it's a large radius. It's larger than the radius up there, so I'll show you what I think might be the problems in fitting it. So I'm filming this right at the beginning. I've done obviously some bits with the tracks, the connection tracks, but I've not done anything with this point, as you can see, because it's still in the packaging. A lot better than the Hornby stuff, isn't it? But never mind. And if you're concerned, I did buy some nylon insulated track connectors, so I won't have a dead short. I do know what to do. I am not going to use the wires from the contacts to switch it with my point motor, because I used Hornby point motors, so I'm hoping that the Hornby point motor will do that point. I don't want to go into that bit, so I'm just going to use the blades when they switch to put the power in the right polarity. Yes, I know I've got to keep them clean, but I don't have an awful lot of problem with them getting dirty. But the poor old diesel down there is getting giddy, so I think I'm going to do a bit of filming with the camera off the tripod because it'll be easier. I hope you enjoy this bits and pieces video. There will be a little bit of running with obviously this Loco now and the 440, and I've not had a 440 on here before, so it's a new experience. But it seems quite a nice Loco, I must admit. Anyway, the rest of it's coming up now. Well, hello everybody. Following this last 40 round, and I'll hover here and let it go past. And I've installed one of those connection points there, and this is the point in question that it's going over now. And we'll follow it round, and if I pan in front, I now have two connection points there. I replaced the one that wasn't working. Fit these rails in, I had to move this section and all this bit to get one of the joints apart between the level crossings, and obviously this is when it's shut, and this is when I had moved it, and this is, you can see the joint, and the fish plates are free, so you can get the things. These are the old fish plates I took off that are in a right old state, aren't they? So yeah, great fun. And you'll see in a minute, did some on the other side of the layout near the station. This I just took the screws out and the pins out of the rails and managed to get them apart and put the new ones in. I've run the cables like that because I have to. Cheers. So all the wiring's done. I've turned on Railmaster and it loaded, which is a good sign. How will you get a bleep bleep if you've got a short? So let's see if the Lord Nelson, who's in the coaling yard or whatever we want to call it, let's see if it'll steam up and remove and move. Well, that sounds promising, doesn't it? It always was quite a loud locomotive. Let's put it into reverse, shall we? Nice gentle 5 miles an hour out. Looking good. I've also got the original one with the clip, which you can see centre of screen now. So I've left that in for the time being. And then if we pan down, there's the diesel, and there's 2 more connections. So I've now got 6 connections on this layout. And as I say, this is the point that I want to do. Nice little loco, I like this loco. So the reason I've got this loco and these carriages on is because I will show you a picture of the new point over the old point, and you will see that the radius is a lot shallower. And this actually causes it to, I think, bring my rolling stock closer to the platform. So I'll follow this up and we'll watch it go over where this point is. And if you look, you can see how close it gets to the edge of the platform. And we'll follow it again, and this time watch how close it gets to the edge of my back seam here. There, look. Pretty close. So I am obviously a little worried that this point is going to cause me all sorts of problems. So anyway, we'll see. So as the Class 40 comes towards us, I shall pan across to the roadway, and there are my 2 new cars, a Mark III Cortina and a Ford Sierra. And a lot of the cars that I have on my layout are ones I've owned in real time, in the real world. So I was pleased to get these 2. We'll have a last look at the Class 40 coming towards us. Going past the new connection. Also, I just thought I'd show you what I've done with the wiring. I obviously haven't got a lead, a wire running all the way around that I connect everything to. So I've actually brought them all into this point, into these 2 connections, and then with a single connection coming from the controller, and it seems to work quite well. Transformer, a bit bigger than the original. So 4 amps that's rated at, so I shouldn't have any more problems. And I have noticed that they are running better, I think. They're less likely to stop or have stutters. Although saying that, the 1 amp and the 1 connection did work, as you saw. Well, hello everybody. Welcome back. This is the following day from what you've just seen. And I'm going to start fitting the point. So I'm not going to video it. I think it's going to take too long. I'm going to take some photographs as I go along, and I'll string them together and give you a rough idea of what it was like. I'm starting this at about 9:25 in the morning. I've done my chores, I've stripped the bed off, got it washing. You might be able to hear that washing machine. Yeah, I've got to start doing it. So we'll see how we go. See you afterwards. Bye. So the first bit is obviously I can't get at it with the back screen, so I've removed the back screen I need, and I've removed the point motor, or unscrewed it, hoping it'll have a long enough wire. So I've dismantled some of the track here to fit the new point, and it became 10 o'clock, so it's time for a cup of tea and tea break. So I had the tea break, not the banana, that's for pudding. So here's a new point in, it's all loose, and I had to take the platform out on the station, and you can see how much overlap it gives over my existing board and how close it is to the platform. And we're just about to see that the point actually works, which it does. Great. So my 47 backman's about to go over the point. Will it work? It did. But only after a little tweak of the blade on that side, it was stopping. It's just about to appear. Here she comes. Absolutely super. So all I need to do now is screw all this track down, and then I've got to sort out the other bits, of which there are many. Well, hello everybody. From when I last spoke to you, when I was about to screw the track down, I then had to have lunch, must eat, and I'm now talking to you at 20 to 2 in the afternoon. All the track is screwed down, as you can see, and as far as I can see, I don't have an awful lot of problems with derailments. I've run these carriages around a few times. I did have one kept derailing, the wheels were out, back to front, back to back. This layout has always been about shoehorning in as much as I can and adjusting things. So the station might look the same to you here, but in fact it's moved back quite a considerable amount of distance, and I can show you how far by showing you this end. This is where it's supposed to join up. So I've had to, because it's moved further back, I've had to sort of cut it. I've had to cut it over this bit, and I've got this screw in here to hold it tight as I can get it against the platform back edge, because I've got nothing to screw it into. And then if I look down the side here, if you can see, I don't know if you can, but there's your carriage. I've got a big gap there now because I've got to miss my back screen. It used to be at the line of the board. Now I've done this before because I had to do it all along here anyway. So it does seem to be working, and I put a screw in here to act as a buffer to stop it going back, and then I've got another screw here fixing here and another screw fixing here, so it should by rights be okay. I'm not going to put any timber where the gap is. I'm just going to put a bit of the track plan stuff there, which I've done over here where the station has moved right back. So I'll just put some more track plan back. My God, that ran well. Look at that. That's gone all the way down there. So I need to overcome this. And if I do it from the front, you'll see the problem. Yeah, got a slight gap. So I think what I'm going to try and do, bearing in mind that this joint here was glued, I'm going to try and cut from there, sorry, I'm going to try and cut from there across to there and then bow this out a bit. So sorry about the light and that coming on, it's a bit dark and that about, but anyway, so I thought I'd just show you this. The other problem I had, well, I'll do it while I'm talking, the point. Got it working, as you saw, but the pin on the point was too fat for the hole in the point motor, so I had to just ease that down a bit. And as I think I mentioned when we were watching the train, the 47 going over, I've had to just tweak this flange here a little bit out so that it connects, but they seem to be running okay. I am sorry about the flashing light. I should have turned it off, shouldn't I? Anyway, so I'm going to turn off now and try and sort this corner out here. Cheers everybody. So here we are back again at 2:25 and I'll just pan in. And we're near enough back as we were. Yes, there were a few little gaps that weren't there before, but I don't think I need to worry too much. After all, it is a twain set and it is quite effective. So we'll just have a walk along. And you can probably see the angle now, whereas that was square. It did actually break a bit, but it seems to be holding. And you can see that I've now got an infill to where the gap was. Okay, not great, I agree, and I will probably glue some of it eventually. And there's a little bit left there because it's too thin. But you can see the carriages are missing, and we'll see how we go. So we'll carry on along. And I have one slight problem left now, if everything else runs as normal, and it might be behind here. I think that rail might be a bit close to that wall. What do you think? So I think I've got a little bit of sorting out here to do. So I shall sign off now and have a go at that. Cheers everybody. Well, hello everybody, welcome back again. Now 3:05. So I've reprofiled this, used a slightly different piece of track. I've had to overlap it over here, which I can't help, to get it so that it goes right in the centre between the back scene and the wall corner. And if I demonstrate, so we just miss there, and we just miss there, and if it goes a bit further, which it won't because it hits the buffers, that misses by about 1 millimetre. Now the only problem is here, which I'm going to have to watch, in that it just catches them as it shuts. But if I park the HST here with the shorter back power car, it will probably be a bit further back from that, so it should be alright. So we'll see. But I'm quite happy. I didn't think we were going to get that through there. I've had to cut a bit of track down and whatever, but I'm happy. So basically, except for clearing up, it's done, and I can now go and make me bed, because I stripped my bed off this morning, as I said. So go and make me bed. Time for a cup of tea, 3 o'clock, or just after 3. Not too bad, but you can see how long it takes to do these silly little jobs. Cheers everybody. So the next bit will probably be just a little bit of a running session to show that it does work. Here we are at the running session. And I thank everybody that's managed to get to this part. I can go on sometimes with my bits, but that's why I called it bits and pieces. So as you can see, we've got trains running, It's not going to be the same as I usually do with all the different cameras and the stopping and the starting. It's just a bit like trains running that I did before. So we have here the Fowler, and I don't tend to know anything about running a railway. I'm sure Barry Davis is far more experienced in that. But when you see the Fowler, it's now pulling some West Coast carriages, Mark 1s. I tried to put my full wake on of 5 carriages. It wouldn't pull it. And when you look at these locos, they have a designation, don't they? You know, 5MT or, you know, 8F, which obviously either means mixed freight for or mixed passengers. Well, this Fowler is a 2P, so it's for passenger services, but it's a very light loco and it can't pull a lot. And it's been proved out in this model. With the traction tyres, as you can see, it's struggling a bit in places, which the real locomotive would have done in real life. So I'm assuming that railwaymen had to match the locomotive to the train, you know, the load it was pulling. So it's quite interesting. And even my 47 it's going around, it's got the new traction tyres on. That is struggling a little bit where it comes round this far corner where you can see it just stopping at the moment. Look, is it going to go? Yes, no. So even with a model railway we have operating difficulties. Now I've got a theory why I'm having a little bit of trouble with these trains. I used the Daypole track cleaning carriage last night, and for the first time I cleaned it with the cleaner that comes with it. And I think what's happening is that cleaner is still on the rails and it is actually limiting the traction. Because if I clean that corner over there with my glass paper block, the train at the moment just sailed through it. So I think what's happening is that it's actually depositing that liquid back on the layout. So I'm going to just stop this video now, and I shall go and give that a bit of clean and we'll see what happens. So I have cleaned it now and we'll see how it gets on. If I pan in a little bit, let's have a look. Look at that, just sailed through it, no problem there. Now this layout, though it looks flat, it's because it's on a table and overlaps the ends and the sides. It does have contours in it, which is why the trains appear to slow down at certain places. And the Fowler here is there it comes, and it's really, you can feel it working, can't you? It sounds as though it's going uphill, which I suppose it is in a way. I did try all my rail freight hopper wagons behind the 47 and it almost pulled them, but not quite. But that is a very heavy train, even in scale model it is. And as you might have noticed, I've got my little 040 shunter on, which is doing a sterling job pulling the network rail trucks around. So I'm really, you know, I'm really happy with that point. It's worked really well. The layout looks the same ostensibly, and I'm quite happy. So I'm going to take the camera off the tripod and I'll follow the trains a bit closer. So we're going to follow my new loco round. Nice looking loco, as I say. 440 configuration, and as I said, it has traction tyres on. And the reason I put the West Coast carriages on, because I'm not quite sure what it would have pulled, but this particular locomotive, for a good bit of its life, was based in Ardrossan in Ayrshire, which I've been to, and it's on the west coast, so any excuse is good enough for me. And this model was only £154 with the sound, and you can hear the locomotive doing its thing, and as it struggles up there it's slowed down. Now we'll follow the 47 rounds, and as you can see it is pulling quite a reasonable load. Would not, as I said, pull out the hopper wagons round, just lose it as it goes through the station. Now I've noticed again it's slowing down here again, so there we are. I think that proves that it is picking up stuff on the off the rails. So do I need to go and put my glass paper block all around, or wipe them with some cloth? Probably do. So not ideal. I did notice it also, the cleaning wagon also did use an extraordinary amount of the fluid just to clean this small layout. So we'll follow the little 040 Huntlet shunter round with my shunter's truck on the back with the pickups that I did in another video, converted it. And if you haven't seen the video on this originally, how bad it was for stopping at all the points and whatever. Over the months we have improved it with help from YouTubers, and the final thing was to get this shunter truck on. Now it's not absolutely ideal, and excuse the camera there, but I wanted some different shots, and it still sticks sometimes on this long point, which I suspect it will this time. Yes, there we are. But the beauty of it now is it starts up again, and because there's no sound, you don't hear the sound stopping. Now I'm sure if I ran it over the new point that's on the outer loop, we probably would not have that problem, because the plastic frog is not there. So this little Fowler locomotive is doing a sterling job, and it's another nice addition to the layout. Nice colour scheme for BR. So I've now put it back on the tripod, and I'll just follow these around, because I am aware my hand, I do shake a bit when I hold the camera in my hand. And it's a lot steadier with this. So the Huntlet 040, it's just stuck on that point again, but I am very happy with this. I could never have used this for a running session before we did these mods. I'm really delighted with it, to be honest. So we'll let the wagons go through, but if you want to count how many are on there, you can. And I'll just follow the 47 as it sticks again. But like the 040, it carries on. So I'm sorry this has been a very short session, but I'm sure you'll understand. I don't want to make it too long. I have very slow broadband, and it takes, for a half-hour video, it takes me over 12 hours to upload, which is not an inconsiderable amount of time. And just to finish, since I put the two copper videos up, it's gone mad, absolutely gone mad. I've had loads and loads of views on those, and hundreds of flaming, or it seems like hundreds of comments to answer. But I've gone up, and I do assure you I didn't do those to get subscribers. Didn't even enter my head, to be honest. But I did mention in one of them that I'd gone down to I think 359 and I'd lost 5. Well, as we stand at the moment, and I'm filming this on the Saturday morning, or actually the Saturday afternoon, I've gone up to, I believe, 450. So I've got 100 subscribers from those 2 videos, which wasn't intended, I assure you. But thank you everybody that has come on, and I have tried to reply to ones that I can do. And I hope you like the proper train rather than the doom and gloom. Anyway, I must finish now, and the next one will be a proper running session with my normal bits and pieces. So we'll just finish there, and we'll just watch the poor old 47 stick again. Wearing the tyres out, no doubt, but there we are. And I'll have a last follow round with the new Fowler. And there we are. So this has been sitting in the cupboard. I had run it, if you're wondering, I have run it in with half an hour each way at half speed. And another good thing was when I put it on Railmaster, all the sounds and everything came up already pre-programmed. It doesn't always happen, but that was good. Anyway, thanks everybody for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.